Hi, welcome to another episode of Cruising in the Kitchen. Tonight we're going to make turkey chili, one of Nico's favorites. I have all the ingredients right here, the mise en place as it's called in French, and I highly recommend gathering your ingredients before you put everything together. It's so much easier. It takes a long time, but once to do all that, but once you start, everything's in front of you, you're not running around the kitchen, and can't stress how easy that is. So make it a small batch, basically 1 pound of turkey meat here. You can use hamburger, you can use whatever you want. This is turkey, can be chicken, can be whatever. So this is 1 pound, and it's very good quality too. And so we have some kidney beans that we've taken out of the can and we've rinsed. It's a 115-ounce can. Onion and a bell pepper, half a bell pepper, 1 onion, medium size, 2 small ones, half a big one. It's not really that important as far as the vegetables go. The most important thing is the proportion of the spices and the amount of liquid that we're going to put in. This is 128-ounce can of, this is crushed tomatoes, but it could be diced, it could be half each. It doesn't really matter, you can use diced or crushed. If you had whole tomatoes, just crush them up yourself. You want roughly 28 ounces for the 1 pound of meat that you have here. And this is 1 cup of chicken stock. So for me, I didn't have chicken stock today, so I have 1 cup of water, and this is my chicken bouillon that I'm going to mix in. That gives you the chicken flavor. And very great product. It makes your chicken stock so you don't have to have cans or jars or whatever. If you leave that in the fridge. So the spices that we have here is pretty much what you want to concentrate on. They're all right here. So this is chili powder, 2 tablespoons, a tablespoon of cumin. This is a teaspoon of coriander, red chili flakes, and this is cayenne pepper, and that's salt. And that can, the amount of salt and hot pepper you can change. You can add more. If you didn't have any dry cayenne or dry pepper like this, you can always use a couple of jalapenos or serrano, whatever you want to use for peppers. If you don't want it hot at all, leave the hot out. But it's very subtle in all this food. You won't taste it. It'll just have a nice little bit of a ting in the back. But basically, have all your spices together. Your pan is warming up, and I'll throw this together for you, and it takes no time. We're going to use a clear oil here. It's canola oil, vegetable oil, something clear and tasteless. So for this amount, we're going to use about a tablespoon and a half. Like, once again, does not have to be exact. No stress. No stress. So the pan was hot, so the oil is just starting to smoke a teeny bit. And that's when the vegetable goes in with the spices. And the spices go in with the vegetables because you want the oil to coat the spices and slowly cook them and bring them back up to life. So basically, this is going to cook for about 5-7 minutes. This is going to cook for 5-7 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when you're done. And when it's done, I'm going to add the garlic, which I didn't mention. We have about 3 cloves of garlic in here. I don't want it to burn. I want to throw it in at the end just for a couple minutes of stirring, and then we'll brown the turkey, and everything else goes in after that. So I just want this to go over medium heat, medium high heat, 3, 5, 7 minutes, depending on how high your pan is, and we'll just wilt it down a second. Come right back. Okay, the vegetables are wilted down. 3, 5, 6 minutes here. You just want to break them down, get the juice out, perk up the dry spices that you put in. And now we'll just put in the garlic at the last minute. You can put the garlic in sliced, I think, at the same time, but I think if you're going to use a garlic press, put it in at the last minute so it doesn't burn. Alright, that's nicely stirred in. In goes the turkey. And we're going to keep that going, moderately high heat until it's cooked. and then we're going to add the liquid, bring it up to a boil, and then let it simmer. So we'll come back in a few seconds when this turkey is cooked. I'll show you what it looks like mixed in with all the vegetables, and then we'll finish up the recipe. Okay, we've been cooking the turkey now for about 3, 5, 6 minutes. It's all brown, and this is when we're going to finish the recipe and put in the rest of the liquids. And remember, this is the size pot I have for the 1 pound of meat, and this recipe can be scaled, so you can double everything. Just make sure you use either a Dutch oven or a larger pot. So basically everything else goes in. This is my chicken bouillon flavor that goes with the water to form that 1 cup of chicken stock. You can mix it in the water ahead of time, but it really doesn't matter. It's all going to get stirred in. So there's the water. It goes with that. This is the tomato product. One 28-ounce can, 15-ounce can of beans. And I just wanted to add too that you can have a lot of flexibility with this. I had the red bell pepper. You could always use poblano, yellow, whatever. Hotter pepper, less hot pepper. Really, just use your imagination when it comes to what you see here. You're not restricted by any means. But basically, this is the consistency that you want to see, and you want this to come up to a boil and simmer. It'll come to a boil and then I'll simmer it. So I'm going to cook this down about 30-45 minutes without a lid on it, very slowly. And I'll keep an eye in on if it needs a little bit of water. I'll throw in a 1/4 cup of water at a time and keep stirring it. Let all the flavors meld for a good 45 minutes before I want to eat it. And I just want to say that this is served, you can serve this in a number of ways. Rice, open a baked potato that you've cooked, pour it on that. Really almost anything. You know, people put chili on hot dogs too, things like that. But use it any way you want. You know, put it on any sort of starch that you want, bread, whatnot, eat it plain. And there's a lot of good toppings that I suggest too. Grated cheese, onion, maybe slices of jalapeno if you like that. I actually like tortilla chips sometimes around the bowl, so you can scoop some chili in the tortilla chips. There's really no limit to what you can do with it, so have fun with it. And it takes about 45 minutes to cook, you know, maybe 15 minutes to prep. You have dinner in an hour for your family. So if you have a smaller family, I think this portion is plenty. This will feed 4 or 6 people, depending on how much other stuff you have as well. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Cruising in the Kitchen.